I've been working with tech for 17 years, and I decided to start this YouTube channel so I could navigate this AI craziness we live in these days. I will start by sharing my story so you can learn with my mistakes and also with the things that went well for me. Hear me out, might be interesting. My story starts when I was 3 years old only. My father used to assemble computers to sell to other people, or sometimes he would keep parts to make a computer for ourselves. Of course, I would be interested more in games, but regardless, my journey starts there when I was observing whatever he was doing and then learning a bit about hardware and a bit about MS-DOS and MS Windows and doing the stuff that he was doing to make the computers work. I had opportunities also to play with some consoles like MSX, Atari, 3DO, Master System, Mega Drive. But regardless of what I was playing, those games gave me the wish to know how to develop something, how to create those games, or at least understand how they were built. Eventually, I entered the programming training, which taught me how to think about the logic of procedural code, like instructions from line 1 until line whatever that would achieve some sort of goal. And it was the place that I got contact with the basics like variables, if conditions, loops, and things like that. But the funny story about this training is that because I was too young, I didn't know how to deal with negative numbers. And I remember people in the class were older than me, already in working age, and I was learning right there how to deal with the negative numbers because I was still in fundamental school. During those times, I also remembered that I used to watch some advertising on television about a technical school that exists in my hometown. In those advertisings, they would show some robotics classes, some hardware classes, and some programming classes. I would be very, very interested, and I would bug my mom about the school, but it was too early, and also it was a private school. I didn't know if we would have the money. But luckily to me, when I had the appropriate age to go to that school, my family had the appropriate resources as well. So I could join the school, and I did this technical school. And I remember when I was on the second year of the school, it was when I started working. Although I was teaching basics of computer stuff like Windows or PowerPoint or Excel or how to type stuff on browsers so you can do search on the internet. This was counting towards my technical diploma. I had to do 360 hours to get the technical diploma. And the relationship I built with the teachers back then proved valuable way after in other situations I had when I joined my university. So if anything I can suggest to you right now is if you're in school, probably you should build good relationships with your teachers. They can open doors for you in the future or even in the present that without their support, without knowing who you are, probably it would be way harder for you. When the time came to do university, I chose a degree in Brazil that we call technologist. It's a reduced time frame if we compare to the bachelor degree. It's 2.5 years, and the big difference is that it's way more focused on what the market, the local market needs, and it's more practical, more hands-on, instead of being academic. University was a very interesting experience. One highlight I have was one of the semesters, we had a practical project that in the end of the semester we would present in a fair. We decided to do a game, and this game was to teach sign language. So the idea was that people who need to use sign language to communicate with family members or maybe at their work or so on, they would have the basics of sign language so they could do the basics of communication over sign language. The project got more or less famous in the campus, which some of the teachers referred us to places and to radio stations and to newspapers. So I'm going to put on screen here an image of a newspaper that covered the project back then. It's in Portuguese, not English, but probably you can try to translate or check some of the parts of the article. But anyway, this is what I was mentioning before, that building good relationship with the teachers could open doors for you, because one of the teachers I had at this moment in college was a teacher that I had also in technical school, and that helped push this project forward, which eventually got us awarded an academic highlight. But regardless, university was not just flowers. And the negative part about it, I learned way after, which is related to my degree. When I eventually left Brazil to live in Germany, I discovered that my degree usually was not recognized by other countries. So here's my first tip of something that if I could go back in time and change, I would. Probably doing a technologist degree in Brazil right now is not the best choice if you want to live abroad, because majority of the countries, they don't recognize, they don't understand this degree as a superior degree, and maybe you will not have access to some things. In my case, because Germany recognized my degree as a technical degree, not a superior degree, I was not able to vouch for the blue card. And there's a big difference when you join the European Union with a blue card and without a blue card. And here's something I can't change about my past, but I leave the tip for you so you can do different. So far, I've been talking only about my academic life, but my work life also started quite early. My first internship was in 2005 when I started teaching basics of computers because of my technical school. But I never stopped since then. After that opportunity, I also worked as a IT guy in some places, fixing computers, setting up printers, and doing stuff like that. And in 2009, I had my first internship as a software engineer, working with PHP, MySQL, and some other languages as well. In my experience, I've been in small places, medium places, big places, not so famous, and in some cases, famous places. And I also tried to have my own businesses 4 times. They all failed for different reasons. But regardless, all that I did brought me to the place I am, doing the things that I like doing, that speak to me on a personal level. Right now, I work for BandLab, and I am in the backend team of BandLab, and I'm doing the things that are related to making music. You can see that I have a second channel that is related to music, where I play guitar and discuss some things about being a musician, or discuss some things about being someone that plays guitar live. But BandLab kind of fulfilled to me the 2 places where I can join my passion for tech and my passion for music in one single place. So after everything that I did, what's next? If I am saying that I have a kind of like a dream job working with tech and music at the same time, what is next for me? Well, IT has changed so much in all these years, especially now that we have AI. And BandLab also gave me doors to probably work with audio processing, not just the backend, front end, or DevOps, or security, or I don't know, whatever we do for web projects, which was my focus so far. Now I have the opportunity to, in some situations, work with audio processing and to work with more low-level things because of audio processing. And I want to specialize in this. this YouTube channel will have a big role in how I learn this, what am I learning, and what can I maybe share with you and learn from you on the comment section. I think there's still so much I can do and that I can learn, as well as teach the mistakes or teach the good things that I achieved and how I achieved them in my career. So if there was anything I mentioned in this small story for you that was interesting, but I didn't enter in too many details, leave me a comment. I can make a next video telling more about a specific story if you want to. Regardless, thank you very much for your time, for being here with me. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.